Happy New Year, equity agents. In this episode, I'll be providing a year-end summary of 2022. We'll talk about some business and marketing strategies to set you up for success in the new year. And Pro Agent Websites is no longer available. If you had an old website set up from equity, kvCORE took over those old Pro Agent websites, so they are no longer in use. I will show you how to make sure your kvCORE website is up and running, and I'll even share some never before seen features of the kvCORE platform for all you advanced kvCORE users out there. So grab a seat, join me for this month's episode of Equity Colorado's Monthly Minutes Vlog. Welcome back to the Equity Monthly Minutes Vlog, your one-stop shop for all things real estate, company announcements, industry happenings, and a little bit of motivation to keep you moving forward. As you might tell by my voice, I've started this new year off being sick for the last 3.5 weeks, as many of you are, but the show must go on, so we're going to dive into it. While this video series is intended for Equity Colorado agents, we welcome anyone and everyone who might be tuning in, so welcome, thanks for joining us. And if you haven't heard, Equity Colorado Real Estate, we're a top 10 Denver Boulder brokerage out of the Denver Tech Center, providing outstanding support and services to nearly 600 agents along the Colorado Front Range. We focus on great relationships with our agents, top-notch services and support like kvCORE, and a wide variety of other transactional resources for real estate professionals. So if you're joining us and you've never heard of us and you're interested, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're a national company as well. We're the 17th largest independent brokerage in the nation, located in 23 states. And the beauty of the internet, if you're in another state, if you're an agent or a realtor watching this, reach out. Don't hesitate to start a conversation, and we can connect you with an employing broker near you if you're interested in what we do here. $4.99 per transaction, $59 per month with E&O insurance included. So we allow you to keep more of your hard-earned commission without sacrificing some of the best support and services in the industry. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, thanks for tuning in. Let's start with some company announcements. It was so great to see all of you at our 2023 annual commission update course on Tuesday of this week. A big shout out to Todd and Stacy, who did a wonderful job teaching that course. We always learn from them. They're great instructors. We had almost 100 people in attendance, so there was a great energy about the course, and it was so good to see so many of you and just catch up and hear about your new year resolutions and learning about the contract changes. One big piece that I wanted to reiterate for any of you who couldn't make the course on Tuesday, as Todd mentioned in our annual commission update course, the 2023 seller's property disclosure is now required on all transactions. And to specify, if you took on a listing in 2022, you need to have that seller fill out the new 2023 seller's property disclosure form, even if you're under contract, even if you're 2 or 3 days away from closing. Get that 2023 seller's property disclosure signed by your seller and presented to the buyer. And if your seller or the buyer absolutely refuses to sign it, we still need documentation that you at least filled out that new 2023 seller's property disclosure and presented it to the buyer with a note that they refused to sign. This is coming straight from the top, from Dora, from the Colorado Real Estate Commission. And of course, we have to follow those rules to keep you guys out of trouble and to keep equity out of trouble. So reach out with questions on that 2023 seller's property disclosure. And another quick announcement, we've got the 2023 Diamond Circle Awards fast approaching on Friday, March 31st, 2023. This is where we'll celebrate all of your hard work and achievements from 2022. And to qualify, if you closed $3 million in sales or more or 20 transactions or more in 2022, you are eligible for the award, and we would love to honor and celebrate your achievements at the Diamond Circle Awards on March 31st, 2023. So the application deadline is February 10th. So if you apply, be sure to submit your application to Smedra by February 10th. Those applications do need to be signed and approved by Todd. You can forward those directly to me, and we'll run through your numbers and get you situated. And last year's event, we had about 40 people in attendance. Equity Colorado as a whole, we received the Top Sales Volume Award for an office of 250 or more agents, which was a great honor, great achievement, all thanks to your tremendous efforts in 2021. So I'm excited to see what kind of awards we have in store for 2022. And we'd love to see you there. So apply. There are links in the description of this video below to fill out that application. And that brings us to one of my favorite segments, the Power Professionals and Award Recognition for December 2022. We had about 50 transactions closed in the month of December, lots of individual transactions closed, but 6 agents were able to close 2 or more transactions in the month of December while juggling the holiday extravaganzas. And real quick, we'd like to acknowledge all of their efforts. So we've got Daniel Locke, congratulations, 2 transactions. We've got Briggs and Inobi, 2 transactions. Congratulations, Briggs. We've got Karina Podlesny, 2 transactions. Great job, Karina. We've got Joshua Wolf with 2 transactions. Great job, Josh. And with our most transactions closed award, we've got Caitlin Tran, 3 transactions in the month of December. Congratulations, Caitlin, on all your hard work there. Great job. We've also got Sandra Shaler, our top sales agent with a sales volume of 1.5 million with 2 transactions. So congratulations to Sandra as well for achieving the Top Sales Agent Award and Power Professional Award. Big round of applause for all of our Power Professionals in December, and we look forward to celebrating your achievements in January once you've closed 2 or more transactions. And so great job to everybody out there who's working hard to build their business. Even if you didn't make Power Professionals, we know how hard each of you are working to grow your business. Keep up the great work, and we look forward to celebrating your successes in the coming months ahead. It's hard to believe that another year has passed. We had an amazing year here at Equity. All of you put in such a great effort in 2022. So I pulled some numbers and wanted to provide a quick 2022 year-end review. So let's dive into these numbers. So to start, let's look at some of the Colorado-specific numbers between our offices here. In 2022, our total transaction count for closed transactions, both buyers and listing sides, we had a total of 1,733 closed transactions. Congratulations. That's a great number. Especially given the circumstances with the market conditions, the changes, the interest rates increasing, overall transactions were down in comparison to 2021. You guys considerably crushed it with 1,700 transactions, 1,733 transactions between our 5 offices, Denver, Longmont, Northern Front Range, Colorado Springs, and of course, Summit County and Grand County as well are included in those numbers. In terms of sales volume, you closed $1.1 billion in sales, a total sales volume of $1.1 billion, which is just phenomenal. That's a great number, $1 billion year. You should be proud of yourselves. And of course, that does include Colorado numbers, all offices in that total. It's just outstanding. Hats off to you. Some other numbers that I wanted to quickly overview: total profit share paid. Now, this is only for our DTC branch, just because that was the only report that I had available to me. But profit share, when you guys refer an agent to Equity, you get $100 for every transaction that agent closes for as long as you're both with the company. This is just a nice thank you from Equity. Well, I was surprised to see here out of our DTC branch, we paid out a total of nearly $30,000 in profit share, which is amazing. Some of you made $4 or $5 grand per year just based on profit share. So that means you're bringing over other great agents who are also happy they're closing a lot of business. And those $100 payouts can add up pretty quickly. So phenomenal, $30,000 in profit share payouts. That's amazing. We're happy as a company to be able to compensate you agents, our agents, for referring other great agents to our company. That's how we've built this brand, this company over the last 13 years, is by referral, just like you guys are growing your business out there by referral. So 30 grand in profit share, pretty amazing. So let's take a look at the national numbers. So as I mentioned, we're a 17th largest independent brokerage nationwide. How are we doing as a whole nation? So let's take a look at some of the numbers nationwide between our 23 states where we've got offices. So total transactions closed nationwide at Equity Real Estate, 11,836 transactions. That's amazing. 11,836 deals. Total sales volume closed nationwide, a remarkable number, 6.4 billion in sales. Wow, total sales volume, 6.4 billion. That's a big number. And I share these just so you guys know where we stand in the marketplace nationally. That's pretty impressive. We've built a good name for ourselves here in Colorado. That's all thanks to your efforts as wonderful agents out there closing a lot of transactions. But zooming out even further, nationwide, that's a remarkable number. Almost 12,000 transactions, 6.4 billion in sales. And just for fun, total profit share paid nationwide. So those $100 payments when transactions are closed, that comes to $612,000 paid by Equity to its agents for referring great people to our company. So we don't push profit share too hard, but just a nice reminder that if you refer good people to our company, of course, we will take great care of them, but you get rewarded for that as well. There's some great incentives there, some residual income. So congratulations on all of your hard work, all the sleepless nights, all the efforts that went into the transactions, the ups and downs of the market, all the curveballs that were thrown our way in 2022. It's true. It's easy to see that Equity agents came out on top and you pocketed more of your commissions by being with Equity and growing your business that much more in 2022. So hats off to you all. We look forward to what 2023 has in store for us as well. And moving right along to our next order of business, an announcement that we shared recently in our weekly update email, pro agent websites are no longer in place. They were discontinued with our implementation of kvCORE, the new CRM and website service that we started 7 months ago. And I know the majority of you who are watching this, you're involved, you've been playing with kvCORE, your site is all set up, but I did get a handful of agents who reached out and had no idea that pro agent websites went away. So don't be embarrassed. It's okay. That's what we're here for, is to keep you on track and keep you moving forward. And the good news is you have a much stronger, better looking, more powerful website through kvCORE, through this new CRM that we unveiled 7 months ago. So for those of you who have logged into kvCORE, bear with me as I walk through a couple of steps, and any of you who have not accessed any of your kvCORE information, keep on watching. I'm going to show some of the basics to get your accounts up and running. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, double check your domains, double check the website that you think was in place for your business. I know a lot of agents set these systems up and then rarely check on them, which is just another reminder that you should keep tabs on things every couple of months, every month, every week. In my opinion, every day you should be logging into these systems, which brings me to another important topic that we also addressed in our weekly update. kvCORE has a feature set where your account will automatically be inactivated if you do not log in within 90 days. And that makes me chuckle because your kvCORE platform, that's your CRM. You should be logging into your CRM every day to keep tabs on who you're talking to, past and upcoming clients that you need to speak with. kvCORE reminds you of all of those activities to keep in front of your sphere. So I chuckle when I hear the 90-day mark. But again, I know some agents are using other CRMs, other systems, and maybe you're just using the website capability through kvCORE. So it is an important announcement to make sure you're logging into your kvCORE account at least once per quarter to make sure your account doesn't automatically get inactivated. So let's dive in real quick. I'm going to share how to access kvCORE for the first time. I'm going to show you where your agent website is located. And for all of you advanced kvCORE users, stick with me. I'm going to be sharing some features that we haven't shown before. And I'll even be showing my personal tutorial for how to forward your kvCORE website to your custom domain. So let's dive in. All right, so I know this is a bit of a review for most of you, but if you've never logged into kvCORE, jump into Elevate and click on the kvCORE link towards the left of the home screen. And it's going to say you're going to be directed to kvCORE, which is a third-party website outside of Elevate. Click OK. And here at the dashboard login, you're going to enter your Elevate login credentials. So your email address on file with Equity, and the password that you use to get into Elevate. If that does not work for you, go ahead and reach out, send me an email, and we'll troubleshoot for you. Now you should be in your dashboard. And again, I'm going to keep this quick because there are previously recorded videos for those of you who haven't accessed this screen. But the big thing that you want to take a look at to get your website up and running, if you are an agent using Pro Agent Website, in the right corner, top right corner, click on your name, and you will see a link to your kvCORE website. You'll notice it's first name, last name, .equityrealestateusa.com. Click that link, and you will be able to see your website. This is the site that has replaced Pro Agent websites. Just so everybody's clear and on the same page, make sure you get this website forwarded to your custom domain, which we're going to showcase here in just a couple minutes. If you haven't added a picture or your biography, there is a little bit of work that you need to do. And going back to the kvCORE platform, again, click on the link in the top right corner and select My Profile. And in order to set up your site, you're going to want to make sure your profile is fully completed with a picture, your license credentials and MLS IDs, social media links, contact information, and a biography and email signature. So for those of you who were using Pro Agent websites, fill out your profile in kvCORE, which will automatically sync over to your website. And the next step is to forward your kvCORE website to your custom domain, which is what I'm going to show you next. Okay, so I know we talk about domains often, but what is a domain? It's a custom web address that you can forward any website to, and we're going to point kvCORE to it. For example, paulscoloradoproperties.com or paulsellscolorado.com, whatever web URL you want to link to your website. That's what a domain is. And you can purchase domains from a wide variety of providers. We personally prefer GoDaddy. They're just quick and easy. So jump over to godaddy.com. And if you don't have a domain, you can purchase one. For example, you'll jump in here and type in the domain you're searching for or that you're interested in, paulscoloradoproperties.com. And you can search for that domain. And if it's available, it'll tell you, make it yours. paulscoloradoproperties.com is available. Look at that. 1 cent for the first year with a 2-year registration. So you'd go through the avenues of purchasing this domain. That's step 1 if you don't have it. So you can forward your kvCORE website, which is, here's my kvCORE website. I want to forward this website to paulscoloradoproperties.com if that were the domain I was going to purchase, so that when people visit paulscoloradoproperties.com, they're directed to my kvCORE website. So for those of you who do have your domain through GoDaddy, this will help you point your kvCORE website to that custom domain. And the first thing you're going to want to do is visit godaddy.com. And when you log in, you'll see your name in the top right corner. Go ahead and click on My Products. When you click on My Products, you'll see a list of your domains right here. And for this example, I've got an unused domain, lathropmusic.com. Keep in mind, this can be any domain. Pretend that this is lathropmusic.com is paulscoloradoproperties.com, but I actually have access to lathropmusic.com right now, so we're going to use that as an example. So when you have your domain set up, you'll see it here. And the first thing you want to click on over to the right next to your domain is Manage. And on the GoDaddy screen, under the Manage option, under Manage Your Domain, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see this section that says Connect Your Domain, Connect My Site. And we're just going to click on Connect My Site. Now, GoDaddy offers a wide variety of products. So as you'll see, there are many preloaded destinations. We're going to bypass all of that. Down at the very bottom, you'll see you can forward your domain to any site. That's what we want to do. So you're probably connecting the dots now. If you recall, we've got my kvCORE website here. And if we click in the URL bar, this is my specific kvCORE URL, my kvCORE website. It's paulweininger.equityrealestateusa.com. And again, yours will be first name, last name, .equityrealestateusa.com. But to be very thorough in this process, maybe you've got a nickname that you use that's different from your legal name. If you want to be absolutely certain you're using the right kvCORE URL for this step, jump back in to the main dashboard of your kvCORE account. And just like I showed you previously, in the top right corner, click on your name and you'll see your kvCORE URL right there. You'll see paulweininger.equityrealestateusa.com. Click on that link. It'll take you to your website. And again, just click on the address bar and we're going to copy that, because we're going to be pasting this into our GoDaddy domain forwarding settings. So we've got our domain here, our kvCORE URL copied to our clipboard. And for those of you who don't know, you can highlight that, right-click, select copy, or if you're on a Mac, Command-C. We're going to copy it. We're going to jump back over to our domain GoDaddy account. And right under forward to any site, we're going to paste in our kvCORE URL. This is telling GoDaddy that lathropmusic.com should be forwarded to my kvCORE website, paulweininger.equityrealestateusa.com. So go ahead and click the next button. And there's some options that you'll confirm. If you drop down the advanced options, you can do a permanent forward. And based on my instruction from kvCORE, we want to select forward only. The other option is forward with masking. But from what I've been told with kvCORE, if you select forward with masking, it's going to prevent some of the features in kvCORE from working correctly. I don't have much more information on that, other than that's what they've told me. So be sure to select forward only. When you click finish, you'll get a notification that says your changes have been completed. And if I start a new tab here and go to lathropmusic.com, which is my personal custom domain. Again, yours could be anything you purchase from GoDaddy, Paul's ColoradoProperties.com, for example. Right now, we're just using lathropmusic.com as an example because it's a domain that I own already. We hit enter. Anybody that visits lathropmusic.com is directed to my kvCORE website. So be sure that you have that set up so you at least have a website forwarded to your domain so people can find you in a Google search. So moving right along, I promised to showcase some features of kvCORE that we haven't shared yet for all of those agents out there who have been using kvCORE quite regularly. And raise your hand out there over in the internet world if you need a new listing and buyer presentation for 2023. The start of the new year, this is the best time to put your materials together so you're prepared with a listing and buyer presentation. You know, what kind of marketing do you offer? What are you going to do to win that listing when you sit down with a seller? Do you have a listing presentation? Are you walking them through the comps and the market analysis and the many buyers that you have available for their property? If the answer is no, you should be doing that with a seller when you're starting that listing process. And Thanks to kvCORE and the resources here at Equity, we've got some really powerful listing presentations through kvCORE, and they integrate mini CMAs where you can pull comps and show market data and also plug your services as their listing agent. So without any further ado, let's dive in and take a look at kvCORE's listing presentations and mini CMA builder back there in the marketing core presentation section. Okay, so like most things, this particular section is accessible from the main dashboard. And from the menu on the left, you want to hover over Marketing, and you'll see Core Present. Click on Core Present, and you'll notice there's a couple different options back here. We're going to focus on Win the Listing, Create for a Seller. And no fancy editing here. I'm actually going to walk through creating this presentation in real time so you can see just how easy and how efficient and how data-driven these presentations truly are. So you'll see, number one, we're going to price a property. What is the address? So this is where you'd enter the subject property, 13174 Rigel Drive. That is in Lone Tree, Colorado. We're going to click Next. And we've got a quick verification on the assessor's website. My house is showing 3 bedrooms, but the seller, the owner before us, actually updated it to 5 bedrooms by redoing the basement. So it's a perfect example of how to update this information so that you know you're dealing with the most accurate numbers as you go in. So next, you can click this gray button, Comparable Details. And by clicking Next, Comparable Details, this allows you to hand select comparables of your choice. So single family, condo, townhouse. Right now, we're just narrowing down our search for comps. You can select the year, the close date. You know, this market has been a little strange, so I wouldn't recommend going back any further than 3 months, just because if you extend past 3 months ago, you're dealing with a different market and the prices were a lot crazier, a lot more expensive 3+ months ago. So keep it in the 3-month range there. And of course, you can add bed count, square footage. So just like your RE Colorado or RPR comp builder, CMA builder, it's narrowing down the comps that are available to you. And check this out. You can click on these properties to get the details. So you know which listing you're comparing. You click More Info. It pulls up the property so you can really see the photos, the conditions, all of the information here. So this allows you to get pretty surgical, for lack of a better term, with your comps, and choosing comps that are really similar to the subject property. Or if you're in a hurry, you can just click Skip to Presentation down here, and this system will automatically select the 3 or 4 comps that are most similar to your subject property. Now, you've got to be careful with that. I do encourage you to hand select your comps here, just so you have the most accurate information that you can present to the seller. But for sake of time, you can get pretty darn close when you click Skip to Presentation, just like RPR, for example. We all use RPR to build our CMAs, and we always kind of pull the numbers. And if the list price is close to what we had in mind, we know we hit it out of the park based on their algorithms and the comps they're pulling. Well, the same can be said about kvCORE CMA Builder here. So I'm going to click Skip to Presentation here, and the system is automatically going to select 3 comps for me that are very similar to the criteria I put into the system. And just like that, you saw, it was a matter of 2, 3, maybe 5 seconds at the most, we have a hybrid listing presentation and CMA for 13174 Rigel Drive that we can send to our sellers, or pull it up on an iPad, pull it up on your laptop, and you can walk through this interactive presentation with them. So let's take a look at what is included in this report. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with how powerful this is. So starting off, over here, we've got preview. We're in web mode right now, which is interactive. You're going to see in a minute, I can click on things and get additional information if I want to dig deeper. You can also click on the PDF section, where if you just wanted to email this as a report, as a presentation to a seller, you have that option. But let's stick with the web presentation, as if you're sitting down with a seller and you're walking them through why they should list the property with you. So moving right along, if we click next, we've got a little slideshow presentation. And right off the bat, it starts with the value of an agent, why I'm the right agent for you. Now, this information is generic, but it's good information. You'll see it talks about efficiency, profit, the effectiveness of marketing in comparison to a for sale by owner situation. So really good talking points. Maybe you don't know what kind of information you should be chatting about in your listing presentations. Well, over here on the left, you'll see you have the option to add more slides. So when we click add slides, there are pre-made templates that you can incorporate into your presentation quickly, such as the home selling process, realtor versus iBuyer, which is another great informational piece that you can present to a seller. iBuying homes. We're not seeing as many of those with the market changes, but still really good information, as a lot of iBuyers are still approaching sellers, and you can directly compare the differences between your services and an iBuyer. So for example, let's just add in the home selling process sheet. So I select that. You'll see it says included. I'm going to click add selected slides. And now that home selling process chart has been added to the next slide. So we're going to keep progressing, keep on clicking next here. We've got the home selling process, meet with an agent, price the home, prepare the home, list for sale. Offers start coming in, you go under contract. So you can see that this material is generic, but you're saving yourself so much time by introducing these talking points. Moving right along, if we click on next, we're progressing through this presentation. This is where it gets fun. This is where people can interact with your presentation. You'll see it's pulling the comparative market analysis. You'll see the comps that it pulled for me. And it's interactive, meaning if you're sitting with a seller, these are interactive links. So you can click on this green comp, 13307 Castillo Drive, and you can actually see the list price, the list date, square footage, 5 beds, 5 baths. So you can see the similarities and talk through these comps. You can zoom out. You'll see the map zoomed out. We've got one pending comp. List price $515, list date 11/19. So you'll see there's some really good information at your fingertips to showcase where you're getting your numbers, where you're getting your data for this seller. So moving right along, let's keep on going. More interactive information. So average monthly list sale price, I will say for my home, that is very accurate for the other, in comparison to the other listings that we've seen in our neighborhood, $557. That's spot on. And if you click on this, we're getting what is the average monthly price, average monthly sale, list price. This chart illustrates a monthly comparison of average list and sold prices of comparable property. How is average monthly price used in a price analysis? The monthly trend can help identify how supply and demand is influencing the list price of comparable properties. So how cool is this? It's taking into account the changing markets, the comps that are coming up on the market, and it's giving the seller a snapshot of what the prices look like on a monthly basis. So really neat, nice graphs, interactive data that you can hover your mouse over. You're getting information on what this graph entails. So really, really cool. I love this page. This page talks about the importance of pricing a home correctly. And again, in this industry, there's so many things that we know as agents, but we really have to take our time and break things down for a seller. Pricing it right is probably one of the most important talking points in a listing presentation. So you'll see why pricing correctly is important. How a home is priced directly impacts the volume of potential buyers that a home attracts. Pricing is psychological. Pricing at value triggers a sense of urgency in the buyer to act immediately and not let a deal pass by. Pricing well below value opens up buyer concerns about what might be wrong with the home. Pricing well above closes off a pool of buyers that have set limits on their search. So these are important talking points. You don't want to price too high, because then that home is going to sit on the market and you're going to find yourself doing price reductions every couple of weeks. And then, of course, that days on market continues to grow. Then you start to see buyers who are wondering what might be wrong with the property. Okay, we're approaching 30 days. Why is this home still on the market? Why are they doing a price reduction? There's probably something wrong with the property. So again, these are great conversations to have with a seller as you develop your strategy for pricing the home and the timing of when you list their property. Moving right along, it kind of expands on that note. I love this page. I have interested buyers searching in this area. You might be going, I don't know if I do have buyers searching in this area. Well, guess what? You can be confident these numbers are being pulled, again, based on those searches that are taking place in the MLS or on the Equity kvCORE website. So you've got to remember there are 300 agents in our branch, all with kvCORE websites. That expands along the Front Range. So there's other offices up north, down south, and kvCORE is watching the searches that are taking place on all of those kvCORE agent equity websites. And you'll see there are 18,805 online engagements with equity real estate right now. That's a real number. So nationwide, equity real estate has 18,000 people playing with those kvCORE websites, whether it's a listing you're promoting, a lead that landed on your site. It's counting 18,000 people who are interacting with kvCORE. That's huge. It narrows it down further. There are 238 online engagements near the subject property, 13174 Rydell Drive. That means that 238 people have been searching in the MLS or maybe even on kvCORE in that neighborhood. And then even more, 94 online engagements near 13174 Rydell Drive in the price range of $557,000. So this shows it's funneling that you have real people, real buyers searching for properties in this area. And expanding on this further, as you take on this listing and you start promoting the listing, there are other things back there in kvCORE where you can really target these 94 buyers who are looking in this price range, in these neighborhoods. You can create marketing campaigns through kvCORE to promote that listing to those buyers. We're going to save that for another day, but take a look at Property Boost if you do have a listing and you want to reach a specific target, a specific group of people. So let's take a look at the last page here. We're going to click forward. My marketing plan. I'll provide a straightforward course of action for marketing your home that will identify and attract buyers and generate buzz about your listing. Think of your marketing plan as a map of the road to your final destination of selling your home. This is where you might talk about Color Productive and the flyers that you have available to you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, back there in Elevate, printed marketing, we've got high quality listing flyers, booklets, just sold postcard announcements, everything you could need and more to really show your professionalism marketing your property. So be sure to explore those resources back there as well. That is an additional talking point of the marketing strategies that you have in play that you're going to put out there for this listing. Would you guys use this? I know I would, and I have in my current circumstances. These are very powerful listing presentations that you can build in a matter of seconds. So if you haven't thought about a listing presentation, please use kvCORE to get that ball rolling. It took me 30 seconds to create this listing presentation. Of course, we've gone a lot longer as we've shown the slides and examined the data they're pulling, but I think you get the picture where you can create a really professional listing presentation in a matter of seconds back there with kvCORE. And that's just one of the powerful tools available to you. Now, say you want to go another direction. You like kvCORE, but maybe you want more customization options with your listing and buyer presentations. Yes, you can integrate all of the stuff that I showed you. You can, again, export that whole presentation as a PDF so you have the data that's being pulled from kvCORE. But to be thorough, I wanted you to know that there are other listing and buyer presentations through the Equity Marketing Center. So briefly, In Elevate, you're probably familiar with the marketing section. This is a section separate from kvCORE, and there's even more marketing materials back there under this marketing section. These buyer and listing presentations are more like PowerPoint presentations where you can fill in the gaps. So just be aware that this stuff is back here for you as well. We won't spend too much time on this, but you'll click on presentations from the home screen here, and you've got listing presentations or buyer presentations. And again, 2023, January, get this stuff set up. So when you stumble upon a seller or a buyer out there at Starbucks, when you're getting your coffee, you have a listing presentation and a buyer presentation ready to go in your car. You can print these or you can send them an online version of it. Be prepared. This is what being a real estate professional is all about. What services do you offer, and showcasing that value through a listing presentation. So I'll just quickly showcase what's back here for you in the Marketing Center presentations. Again, this is very much like a PowerPoint presentation that's been created for you. You'll see it pulls in your photo, your logo, your information. You can change out any of this stuff. And really, it's like a Word document or a PowerPoint file. You hover your mouse over things and you can change the text. And as you run through the pages, it's not quite as detailed as kvCORE, but it gives you bullet points. You know, it's a template to showcase what you should be talking about. Get to know you better, answer all your questions, ask important information. You can tweak and manage these slides however you see fit. About me. So again, this is where you'll get specific to you and list your skill set, your experience. About your business. You know, maybe you've got a lengthy resume. You've been in the business since 1989. You've been doing this for 33 years, maybe not. And that's okay too. You know, the purpose of the listing presentation is to showcase your skills. And I get this question a lot from brand new agents. Well, I just got my license, 6 months ago. What do I do to showcase my skills? Well, keep in mind, you can lean into the brokerage to showcase your value. You know, you're a part of a team, a top 10 Denver Boulder brokerage, who has 600 agents, 17th largest independent brokerage in the nation. You know, lean into those brokerage characteristics that really build your brand and build your name. You know, and there's nothing wrong with saying, I might not know the answer to every question you ask, but I promise you, I will work hard to get the answers. And I've got a whole team of professionals behind me to support me. And of course, that's when you call the contract support line when you have questions on any of the listing processes or the buyer processes. So you can accurately depict the professionalism that you get with equity real estate in your services by doing so. So I hope that helps spark some creativity in you as you start, the year off right. Spend some time developing these systems. As you start 2023, build a listing presentation, use kvCORE, step outside of your comfort zone a little bit with this stuff, because I promise you, when you do come across a seller or a buyer out there at Starbucks, like I mentioned, you will feel so confident when you run back to your car and bring out a folder with your listing presentation, your buyer presentation ready to go. That just adds that sense of professionalism out there in the real world when you're talking to people. So that concludes this month's Monthly Minutes vlog. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching. I hope you found this information helpful. And as always, we're here for your support. We can't wait to see you in 2023 at an upcoming event. So take care, crush it, go accomplish your goals, and build your business. We'll be here every step of the way. We will see you soon.